guys, welcome to another episode of Elise's Eats, and today I'm going to show you how to make a breakfast taquito. So these are really good for meal prepping because you can freeze them ahead of time. Great for uni, just saying. You can also make these like a huge batch of them and take them to like a brunch thing you're having. People go nuts for them. I always love making them, and I'm going to tell you the ingredients you need, but you can literally put anything in these. So we're going to go and say the ingredients. So you're going to need about 1 to 2 cups of chopped spinach. You can omit if you don't like, but I like having a bit of green in there. 1 to 1.5 cups of cheese, again, depending on how cheesy you like to be. 1 to 2 tablespoons of butter to cook your eggs. You don't have to use it, you could use olive oil if you like. 1/3 cup of sun-dried tomatoes that I've chopped into smaller bits. About 6 eggs. But you can also use leftover scrambled eggs, you could make more, you could make less. About 400 grams of cooked Italian sausage that I've taken out of the casing and just minced up. Now it depends on the size of your tortillas, but you'll need between maybe 12 to 16, depending on how much filling you put in. And then I've got about 3 spring onions in my mixtures and then maybe 2 or so for decoration. Now, the reason I love this recipe is you can also kind of do this when you're having friends over for brunch. You could just have a huge selection of different like breakfast foods and you can put them in and then bake them and then eat them together. It's quite fun, also really fun to do with kids. I find they just put eggs and like all of the cheese in the world. It's terrific and I should do it more. But you can also put bacon in, you can use tofu, scrambled tofu instead of eggs if you wanted to go vegan. The possibilities are endless. This is just a good base recipe, so get experimental and try things. It's a good lesson for life as well. So let's get started. So first we're going to make our scrambled eggs. Ignore the sun-dried tomato, I just put the butter on the same plate. But I'm going to heat my butter in a frying pan on about a medium-high heat. I'm going to whisk my eggs together, put them in along with my spinach, and cook them until they're nice and cooked. Now, it depends on how you like your eggs. You can have them a little bit runny, but that might make the tortilla of the taquito fall apart a little bit. So I would recommend slightly drier eggs here. Now, when you're whisking your eggs, I would recommend whisking them for a good minute or so they're all really incorporated. It also just helps the scrambled eggs become nice and fluffy. So as you can see here, I've only stirred this for about 10 seconds, but you can still see all of the eggs quite separate. You want to do it for a good minute. See, as you can see, this is much more uniform in color and has a little bit of bubbles in it as well. That's what you want for scrambled eggs. Now, when I make my scrambled eggs, I like to slowly, continuously stir. So this might take about 3 or so minutes to cook on a medium-high heat. Some people stir it really quickly. I find it can sometimes make the eggs separate a little bit. So this is normally how I would like my eggs while they're still a little bit, don't want to say moist, while they're still a little bit on the wetter side, but I am going to cook them slightly more just because I don't want them to make my taquitos soggy. And I'm also going to start breaking them up just a little bit. This is probably good. They're not too dry. Of course, if you prefer your eggs nice and dry and crumbly, then go ahead, but they will continue to cook in the oven. Then season with salt and pepper. In the last couple of minutes of cooking, you want to add your spinach just to let it wilt down slightly and get rid of any excess moisture. This should only take about a minute. This is a good way to sneak in vegetables as well. That's one thing I love about spinach. It just adds a little bit of color and it shrinks, so you don't even know it's there. Well, Flavia might. But if your name is Flavia, of course you can omit the spinach at this step. So now that we've made our scrambled eggs, we're going to assemble our taquitos. It's really simple, and of course, if you just want egg, put just egg. Egg, cheese, egg, all of the above. Do it. I'll show you. It's easy. So now you want to put your favorite fillings inside of your tortilla. Be careful not to overfill it. Now you can either make them quite chunky or slim, depends on how you like it. Place it on a tray lined with baking paper with the seam side down. So in total we got about 14 taquitos out of our mixture. This is the point where you want to freeze them if you want to make them ahead of time. All you do is wrap them in some baking paper, then either Glad wrap or foil around that. That just helps the tortilla not to stick to the alfoil or anything like that. I freeze them for up to a month. Then you can just take them out and put them in the oven for about 5 to 10 more minutes than you normally would when they're fresh. So we're going to put these in an oven at 180 degrees, 355 degrees Fahrenheit from memory, I hope that's correct. And then we're gonna bake them for about 12 to 15 minutes until they're nice and crispy and bleh. Now you can also brush some butter on top of these. I'm not going to because I like them a little bit on the healthier side, but if you want to add extra buttery goodness, go ahead and do that. Bye. Alright guys, so that's how you make my breakfast taquitos. They're really delicious and they smell incredible. Flavia's never had these, so I'm quite excited for her to try them. Now I'm just serving this with some guacamole and tomato salsa. We've made tomato salsa on our channel before, it's up there. Have yet to make guacamole, so that's another thing we'll have to do, Flavia. But yeah, they're delicious. You can serve them with anything. I just want to eat them because I still haven't eaten breakfast and my brain's a bit strange today, so I say we eat now. Let's do it! So I say we just go for the chopped-uppy ones.
Yeah. I'm really excited. They smell really, really good.
Also, this one has a lot of extra cheese, and I tried to pick out the spinach for you.
Thank you.
So,
my babe,
cheers.
my number one.
Yes, alrighty.
All right.
I'm gonna actually try it first without.
Okay.
Okay. See, I like the
That's
flavors
so good.
of the egg, the spinach. I also like if you got a bit of like the sun-dried tomato, it just kind of sneaks in there, and you're like, ooh, hello there. And Italian sausage is Italian sausage. I mean, life. And then
that's delicious.
Yeah.
I would eat that for breakfast.
I know. And the great thing is, if you freeze them, or you can make them ahead of time and keep them in the fridge, you just microwave them to reheat them. And of course, I might have kept mine in the oven slightly too long. I like mine crispier. At least that's the excuse I'm using, but I love them. They're great.
They look good. They taste so good.
And they're an easy, quick thing. You just make it go, yum, done.
Hey guys, thanks for watching this video. Like and subscribe if you want to see more.
And leave a comment in the section below so that we can make something you've always wanted to eat. Because I love it.
Bye.
Preferably anime or something TV related or something like that or something awesome game related.